Alright, what is up, guys? I literally recorded the whole trade recap, but ended up playing it back and realized I had the wrong microphone set up, so it was literally a muted video. But today is February 28th, 2026, and this is the trade recap for yesterday, February 27th, 2026. Ended up taking one loss, and the reason why I'm posting it now is because I had a midterm yesterday, ended up coming home pretty late, like at midnight, and so I'm still holding myself accountable. Yeah, trying to stay disciplined. I didn't end up trading on Wednesday and Thursday because Wednesday, let me just move to the 4 hour gap or 4 hour time frame where we can see. Wednesday we just shot up higher. We did have clear draws in liquidity, which was weekly highs, but could not find an entry. And then same with Thursday, we just shot down to doom and despair, and there was no entry again for me. Those 2 days tested my psychology, but I stayed disciplined. I stick to my rules, and there was no trades, and yeah, no fear of missing out, no FOMO. Anyways, yesterday, I opened the charts, and the first thing I saw was the 4 hour untapped fair value gap from the move down, and I saw that during London session we ended up edging it, so it was relatively equal highs, and the 4 hour untapped gap was in equilibrium, so that was a draw on liquidity for me. And then I saw that we had previous day lows over here, and then a 4 hour gap that previous day low was inside, and that makes it a high time frame or strong draw on liquidity, and so that was one thing I was looking forward to. And then I saw that we did end up taking out this previous day low, and so I moved to the lower time frame to see how we reacted off of it. So initially on the 4 hour time frame, just based off seeing that and that only, I pretty much set conditions, and they were okay. If we get a rejection off of the 4 hour gap and a rejection off previously low or taking it out, then we're more than likely to see longs and us move into equilibrium and tap into these 4 hour untapped gaps. However, if we get an inverse of this 4 hour gap and we don't get much of a rejection of the previous day low, then we'll probably look for continuation shorts to draw some liquidity lower. So then I moved to the 1 hour time frame, and I saw okay, eight session pretty irrelevant. We didn't do much. And then during London session, we moved down, took our previous day low. I moved to the 15-minute time frame to see how we reacted off of how we reacted off taking our previous day low, and I saw that we took it out on 8:30, which was when some red folder news came out. And what I wanted to see when we took our previous day low was I wanted to see that this was the lowest of the session low, and we would not revisit or tap into the low. So when market opened, we obviously came down lower and retook out the low, which made me lean more towards a continuation short, because if we take out a high time frame, strong drawn liquidity, then that low that takes it out is going to be high resistance, right? Because we just took out a huge drawn liquidity, and we should be moving up from there and not moving lower down. We should not be moving lower and lower. So that's what I kept note of. But nonetheless, we want to still be open to what the market has to offer, and we don't want to jump to a single conclusion and stick to it without market even opening. So then, also another thing that I noticed on the 15-minute time frame was that we kept printing the 15-minute gaps and respecting them and displacing lower. So obviously, higher highs and lower lows, lower highs, and that's what led to the previously lows get taken out. And what I was looking for was during market open or during New York session, I was looking for us to tap into a 15-minute gap, right? And then from there, obviously reject the 15-minute gap and get the highest time frame inversion. But obviously, while we're moving higher towards 15-minute gap, we're also taking some generated liquidity, which would have been good. So this is the trade I ended up taking. It was a 1 minute IFVG set. It was one sec. It was this one over here. 1 minute IFVG setup did not end up playing out, and the failure for this trade was first. Let me just show you. So 9:45, I saw we had this huge rejection off the 15-minute gap, and I thought price did not want to go any higher. And then I marked out the highest time frame gap that I saw, in my opinion, or what I saw at the time, which was this 1 hour gap over here. But unfortunately, I missed the 3 minute time frame, and I did not see this 3 minute gap. And I got happy. I'm like, okay, yeah, we inverse this 1 hour gap. We're getting displacement lower. I was happy. I failed to realize that there's a 3 minute gap that we tapped into. That was the highest time frame gap. that I should have taken my trade off of, but we never ended up inversing it. So if we never ended up inversing it and I saw it, I would not have taken a trade, and that would have been the most preventable loss of probably the month, right? So I am upset about that, but it's a learning opportunity, and I'm just going to keep moving through the time frames to ensure that I've taken the lowest or the highest time frame for rally gap inversion. And yeah, so totally preventable loss. The reason why I took this trade here was that I knew that the manipulation leg of the session was this leg down when Red Folder News came out, taking out previously lows. So I thought, okay, when 10 a.m. opens, since we reversed or since we inversed the highest time frame value gap, we're gonna get clear displacement lower, 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 and take out session lows. But obviously, since we failed to take out the highest time frame inversion, we kept going higher, ended up tapping into this hourly gap, and then just consolidating from there. I did end up seeing people take a trade, take a short to, I think, uh, yeah, take a short to this untapped 5 minute gap from a 2 or 3 minute inversion. But I don't think I would have taken that trade. One, because I would have hopped off the charts prior to seeing the inversion. And two, I probably would have been very discouraged after seeing a lot of this chop that happened after we rejected this 3 minute gap. So that would have ended up being another no trade day. But we live, we laugh, we love, we learn. It is what it is. Just another learning opportunity. And yeah, just to do a quick reflection or a review of my trades this week, because this whole channel is pretty much just to document my journey, improve my mistakes, and just reflect, right? So this week I'd rate it a pretty good trading week. We ended up starting off the week pretty well. We had a trailing TP win on Monday. We had a full TP 1-to-1 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday no trade. And I was happy with my psychology, my mental state, and my understanding of the market, and my understanding of how it was low probable conditions, and I couldn't have my entry model. And then Friday, I'm pretty confident I had the right mindset. I mean, I don't see how we could have taken longs, or how a long setup was present with all these respective 15-minute gaps, but with my trading style at least. And so this would have been a totally preventable loss. Just gotta be more careful with it next time. And yeah, pretty good trading week, good psychology, good trades. Um, I'm starting to become more and more confident, which I'm really happy with. And yeah, we're still on the 50K eval. We're on 52. We're on 2,000 out of that 3,000 profit margin. So we basically need one more 1K, which I don't really care how many trades it takes. Probably two at the most, since I'm risking 500. So hopefully we can get it past next week. Obviously, I'm not going to force it because there have been so many times where I've ended up being $50 or $60 or $100 and passing the account, and then I've dropped down significantly $1,500. And yeah, that's just been off the dumbest things. But this concludes the trade recap for today. I'll see you guys on Monday, and hopefully we can catch it up, pass the eval, and get rich.